Baseball family, welcome to another episode of the Baseball Together podcast. Today we're going to talk about Kim Ng. We're going to get into awards, and then we're going to give you gift ideas for your baseball people in your life. Stay tuned. 9 Plus Us presents the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together. Again, welcome back, baseball family. We have got some really exciting current events to get into. Namely, Kim Ng has been signed the GM of the Miami Marlins. She's the first woman to do it in all of baseball history, and I, for one, am thrilled. I know Brad feels exactly the same way, right, Brad?
I do, yeah. I'm very excited about this.
Yep. First female general manager in major North American sports history, not just baseball. And Brad says he has an infographic from Major League Baseball that outlines kind of her career projection, how she got from where she was to where she is now. Brad, can you walk us through that?
I can, yeah. So her journey, actually, she's been in baseball for more than 30 years, which I think is fantastic. So she started with the Chicago White Sox in the front office, was there from 1990 to 1996. Worked in the American League office in 1997, and then Brig, she worked for your Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
As the assistant GM in 1998 until 2001, and Brian Cashman said himself that she was indispensable, that basically they had to have her around because she was doing such a great job, which is awesome. And then she went to the Dodgers as the VP and assistant GM in 2002 to 2011, and then she was the senior vice president of baseball operations for MLB from 2011 until just the other day when the Miami Marlins hired her on as the full-time actual GM. So I think it's fantastic. It's great. We saw, this year alone, we've seen tons of women brought into baseball, and I don't think there's any reason why women can't work in baseball. You know?
No, I absolutely agree. Yeah.
Even if they grew up only playing softball, there's enough similarities between the two sports. You can evaluate talent enough that there's no reason not to. And I know that there are women's baseball leagues out there.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name.
Baseball for all.
Yes.
Baseball for all.
Yeah. Off the top of my head right now, for some reason I cannot think of her name, but she works as the one of the studio personalities for In Game with the Mariners, and she actually played professional women's baseball. I'm gonna have to look it up, but no, I think it's awesome. I'm really excited about this, and I think this is the first of many hires that we're gonna see over the next, several years.
Did you know, Brad, that she has 3 World Series rings and 8 postseason appearances as an executive alone?
That would make sense, given that,
that
career path.
She knows how to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows what it takes. So the other women around baseball have been obviously very excited about this, and that's the trailblazer element of this is my favorite thing. You know, I have a daughter, and she loves baseball, and I have wondered what, she's only 4 right now, but I've wondered, what if this is the thing she really latches onto, and that would be awesome, but also what if she wants to work in baseball? And this, to me, is, exactly the right answer. It's what it should be, but it gives me a lot of hope for my child and what's possible for her as well. So, and others like her.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's awesome. And whether it's coaching or the front office, either way, I think there could be definitely a spot for Olivia if this is the path that she decides to take. I think you're spot on with that. And any other girls growing up. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
Yeah. So let's jump into awards as well. We've got Manager of the Year has been named. We have the National League Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly, with the Marlins, and in the American League, Kevin Cash. Brad, do you remember who we announced our guesses would be when we spoke about this last week?
If I remember right, I think our guesses were Donnie Baseball and Kevin Cash.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that feels really good. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that it feels the best. So,
It does feel really good. That we're finally getting predictions right, Brig. We're finally getting them right.
It's as meaningless as our predictions are, it's just it feels so good.
Exactly
Oh,
right. Absolutely.
and we'll get into more of that in a minute. But don't worry, because, okay, Cy Young, National League Cy Young, Trevor Bauer. Bingo. Super duh. And then for the American League, it was Shane Bieber with Cleveland. We have Ohio bringing home both of the Cy Young Awards this year. Super duper awesome. Are you surprised by any of those?
I'm not. I mean, we both had Bauer and Bieber winning those. I think it makes sense both ways. I mean, the only case that I could have seen going against Bauer was that he wasn't on a great team. You know, they made the playoffs, but they still weren't outstanding.
Yeah.
You know, and his pitching pretty much won every game that he won because they were good defensively, but not great. They're terrible offensively, so he's having to hold teams to 1 or no runs in order to get a win. And it was lights out all season long. But we'll get into that in just a little bit, actually, once we get through all these.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so most valuable player. Now, this one went sideways, and I'm really excited about it. With the National League, Freddie Freeman, Atlanta Braves. Now, Brad, don't you remember last week when we talked about this, we were both like, well, bet Mookie Betts wins it, but it should go to Freddie Freeman.
Well, yeah, I think I did say Freddie Freeman was going to get it. But I also said I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if Mookie Betts would get it because he's one of those guys who could win it every year. He and Mike Trout, between the two of those guys, could win an MVP every single year because they do more for their teams than anybody. But this year, truly, Freddie Freeman was like the glue for that clubhouse coming back from, I mean, not just a COVID diagnosis, but I mean, he experienced it. And you know, he had like heavy symptoms, and he came back and played the way he did and led his team to a pretty good playoff run.
Yeah, not bad.
You know, and you know, I was reminded that playoffs have nothing to do with because it's a regular season award, but the fact that he helped get them there, and he brought Nick Markakis out of. I mean, Markakis opted out, and Freddie Freeman talked to him about some of his concerns with COVID and things like that, and got him to come and play, and he ended up being a big contributor to that team. Obviously the captain, obviously most valuable player on that team, and just put up just an outstanding season for Freddie Freeman.
Now, this one, for the American League jumping over, this one we did debate back and forth a little bit, was Jose Abreu comes away in the American League.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I just felt like, on paper, you know? I thought, and I agree with what we said last week, I think DJ, I couldn't believe he came in third. I'm really surprised, but that's not the point. The point is, Jose Abreu's numbers were undeniably the best, and talk about carrying a team. You know, you can't do it alone, but geez, Louise, that guy was awesome.
Yeah. Great player on a great team, and that is kind of what ends up winning sometimes. Is I think that's one of the reasons. You know, I talk about how Mike Trout can win it every year. I think it's one of the reasons he doesn't is because he plays on a bad team, and he can only do so much to elevate that team. But Jose Abreu, I think you were absolutely right that a great team in the White Sox. I shouldn't say great; they're a good team, but a very good team in the White Sox. He elevated them to potentially a great team, right?
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Now, you had a question about you Darvish, potentially making an argument that he should have won the National League Cy Young.
Yeah, so
you want to backstop that for us a little bit?
So I actually I took a picture of this on my phone because I was doing it on my other computer and I didn't want to I wanted to make sure that I found it. But so I found a very simple equation where they call Cy Young points. Very simple equation, Brig. Are you ready for this?
I'm super ready.
Okay, so it's 5 times inning pitch divided by 9 minus earned runs plus strikeouts divided by 12 plus saves times 2.5 plus shutouts plus wins times 6 minus losses times 2 plus VB, which is actually victory bonus. You get 12 bonus points awarded to winning division games. So very simple equation. I mean, I don't know why we can't just, pull out a piece of paper and a pencil and figure that out for you, Darvish. But he actually led the major leagues with 87 Cy Young points.
Points. So yeah, right.
And
using
Trevor
that
Bauer,
equation.
Using that equation, yes.
Okay.
That very simple equation, like I said.
Sure.
Trevor Bauer was at 58.9, but that's like I said, that's only because he played for a team that didn't win a bunch of games. Yu Darvish played for the Cubs, who, I mean, I think he finished 8-3. Darvish did, and Bauer was 5-4. But we talked before about how you can't necessarily account for wins with a pitcher, because if Trevor Bauer is giving up 1 run and getting no run support on a team that's terrible offensively, he's going to lose those games.
Not his fault. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think you can include wins.
Is that in the equation? You have to go back and let me know.
It is. It's the last one. Wins times 6 minus losses times 2. But I feel like wins and losses are a bad stat and should not be included in that.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the American League, you had, let's see, it was I've got it right here. Who was it?
It was
Liam Hendricks. Liam Hendricks had 75.2, and he had the highest.
Yeah.
Nope, sorry. Bieber did at 85.1.
There you go.
But the fact that Yu Darvish came in above Bieber even.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Even with the flawed statistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, I think that it was really the wins that probably set Yu Darvish over the top in Cy Young points over Trevor Bauer. But I ultimately I think that Bauer was the guy who did earn it. But there is a case, obviously, for Yu Darvish. Interesting.
There is.
Debate, I thought. Yeah,
no, that's interesting. I've never stumbled on that Cy Young points. Is that the first time you had ever seen it?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen that. And I looked at that equation. I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Of course that's how you would come up and compare pitchers.
Yeah, but so my beef with that is that there's no equation for the X factor things, right? Like clubhouse presence and all the extra stuff, the intangibles. But that's going to be my battle with baseball for the rest of my life. It just is.
It is. Yeah.
And you could argue that the Cy Young Award is about on the field effectiveness, like shrewd, especially with pitching, right? Like shrewd precision, So
that's actually what I was going to say next. It is strictly an on-field award. Yeah. Whereas MVP, I do feel like you take more of that stuff into consideration. Yeah. The presence the guy has in the clubhouse. Is he a good teammate? Is he a bad teammate despite everything that's going on? So, no, I think you're spot on with that.
Huh. Interesting. I'm going to kick that around a little bit more in my brain sickle, see what happens. All right. We're going to move on. We're going to move on really quick. Literally right as we were sitting down to do the podcast today, and for the record, it is Monday the 16th, and we're doing an afternoon episode today because it's the best. Anyway, they dropped the Hall of Fame list. The ballot is out now, and so we're going to run down the list, and then next week we're going to get into more of the details about why, which players not, stuff like that. So first we'll go with Tim Hudson, Mark Barule, Torrey Hunter, Aramis Ramirez, Barry Zito, Nick Swisher, A.J. Burnett, Dan Herron, Shane Victorino, LaTroy Hawkins, and Michael Cudyer. That's the list. That's the ballot for this season for the Hall of Fame. And if you want, baseball family, if you want to get in front of our attempts to break this down before next week, send us an email, jump on baseballtogether.com and get in the mailbag. You can get us on Facebook as well, however you want, Twitter, even on Instagram, and send us a message. If one of these names jumps out at you as why in the world are they on the list? This is ridiculous. Or, holy moly, why is that guy not already, like, why are we even debating it? He should be in the Hall of Fame. However you feel, anywhere in between, we want to know. Yeah,
is there a guy on there you see as a first ballot guy, or is there somebody, like you said, somebody who you're like, no chance with that guy? Yeah.
So we'll get into that next week, and we're going to take a break here in a second. But before we do, we have to talk about the KBO series.
KBO,
our NC Dinos are in the KBO series. It starts tonight. So when you wake up in the morning and you hear the podcast tomorrow morning, the 17th of November, the game 1 of the KBO series will have been played. It starts 4:30 in the morning on November 17th. That's 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. But obviously they'll do a replay on ESPN2 is where it'll be broadcast live. Where do they do do you know, have they announced where they're going to do the replays? Will it also be on ESPN2?
I would assume so. I typically just pull them off of ESPN on their on-demand section.
Yeah.
Every game is on demand, so you can watch it. You don't have to even catch the replay. You can watch it whenever you want. If you can get on ESPN.com, watch it there. So
perfect.
That's the way I suggest doing it. But I mean, if you're like me, and I mean 4:30, I'm only gonna miss a couple innings at that point. By the time I get up, even though that's 2:30 my time, so I will be catching the replay for sure. Or maybe I'll catch the end of the game when I wake up. Depends on how long it goes. But
nice.
But yeah. I'd recommend catching that on demand, though. That's early no matter where you are in states.
Yeah. So let me go through the schedule for those of you, and we'll put a link in the doobly-doo. But the first two games, November 17th and 18th, 4:30 in the morning for Eastern Standard Time. They're all on ESPN2, every one. So November 17th and 18th. And then Friday the 20th, 4:30 in the morning. And then Saturday the 21st, this one's at midnight. Okay, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I might
watch that game live.
Yeah, exactly. And that's game 4. So maybe they did that because it's, potentially the clincher. But then we jump to Monday the 23rd, Tuesday the 24th, Wednesday the 25th, all at 4:30, all on ESPN2. So 17-18, 20-21, 23-24, 25, depending on how it goes. So that's it's NC Dinos facing off against the Doosan Bears. As we said last week, Doosan is on a roll. KBO has been sitting there throwing bullpens and taking BP, waiting to see who it's going to be. But now we are at the top of the Mortal Kombat ladder, as Brad says.
That's right. That's right.
It's happening. It's happening now.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to watch my baseball team play in a championship series. Couldn't be more excited about it.
You lucky dog. I told you at the beginning of this thing. I told you.
That's right. You did.
All right,
I'm
baseball family.
about it.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we each have 5 different items that we are going to recommend for your baseball people, Christmas gifts for the baseball people in your life. Why can't I say that today? What the heck is happening? Baseball family, we will be right back.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back with me. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Shop kids' baseball shirts at 9plusS.com.
Welcome back, baseball family. With Christmas coming up, fast approaching, actually. I mean, we're like 4.5 weeks out at this point, something like that. Yeah. It's sneaking up on me. I'll be honest. I hope it's not sneaking up on you. But if it is, we thought that we would throw out here 5 gift ideas for the baseball person in your life. That's 5 each. 5 from Brig, 5 from me. Brig is going to lead us off. He's going to do his 5. Ready, set, go, Brig. Give us number 1 or number 5. I don't know, however you decide to do it.
Ooh. In no particular order.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with that. I like it.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you that my gift, well, you'll figure it out. Okay. The first thing I would say, if someone in your life is not a T-Mobile customer, and I'm not getting paid to say that, if they are not a T-Mobile customer, they probably need MLB TV in their life. Let's be honest. Yep. But the rest of us who have T-Mobile, we're feeling a little smug because they give it to us for free every year. But if you have a baseball person in your life who does not have T-Mobile, then they need it real bad. And you can buy in-market and blackout restricted stuff, and they've got all kind of packages and things. And their off-season or their postseason package, I think this year was only like $25 or something like that. It was great. It was great. So I think the price changes a little bit every year. This year wasn't it 110 or 120, for the whole thing. I can't remember. I get it for free, so I'm not
sure.
know. But listen, it's a great gift. What do you think of that, Brad?
I think it's awesome. I have MLB TV. I have it every year. We pay for it. I think honestly, it literally is the gift that keeps on giving, because you can watch baseball games every single day. It doesn't matter where you are. I mean, like for me, I don't get to watch D-backs games because I'm in Phoenix, right? So that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But somebody who has, I'm a 100% cord cutter. We stream everything. We don't have any cable, satellite, anything like that. So for me, this is like the perfect thing, especially since my team, I don't live in my team's market anyway. You know?
Yep.
That I'm really far from Seattle. I'm way out of the market. The only games I don't get to watch are when they're in town, and honestly, I might spend a 3-day weekend at the ballpark in that case anyway. So,
right.
No, I think MLB TV is like, it's an awesome gift for anybody, any baseball fan in your life, because it is truly awesome. Watch whatever game you want. When one game ends, turn on another one. That's what I do.
That's right. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You ready for my next gift?
I'm ready.
We are going to encourage you to give the gift of experiences a little bit this year. Okay. It's always fun to open stuff, and I got it, and I have stuff on my list that I would love as well. But giving the gift of an experience that you can share with somebody, especially since we've not been able to share baseball with each other in the park all season long, I think what you should do is plan a trip to Cooperstown, New York. Okay, plan a trip to the Hall of Fame. Now, I was going to try and get into what it would take to get you there and whatever, and I can't do that because I don't know where everybody is, but we do have an opportunity through Booking.com to help you make your trip possible. So, and the link to Booking.com will be in the doobly-doo, but when you get there, it's a $25 ticket for adults, children 15, and if you're a veteran, it's $18, so you get a discount unless you're active duty or retired military, and then you get in for free. I just found that out. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Any children under 6, they get in for free as well. So for me and my people, like, that makes that way easier to justify. Like, we still have to get to New York, but at the same time, like, admission is free for me and a bunch of my friends for all these reasons. So super excited about that, and they have group tickets available, so you can work that out. But yeah, Booking.com, take your family to Cooperstown. 300,000 people a year go to Cooperstown on average. So it's a big deal.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
And there's no reason not to, for sure. I mean, I've never been, but it's definitely on the bucket list. It's someplace that I've always wanted to go. But Brig, you talk about how it's fun to open things up, which I totally agree. It's fun to rip the paper off, whatever. But this is what I do with experiences. Like if I give like a gift card to my wife or something like that.
Yep.
Put it in an envelope, put it in a gift box, and wrap it up.
Yep.
That's how I wrap up experiences and things like that. Because, like I said, it's fun to open stuff. And if you're worried about that part of giving an experience, I feel like that's an easy solution to it right there. You can just take care of it, and yeah.
And
Cool.
for those of us
That's
that
awesome.
are COVID conscious, they've reopened. So I was going to go back in June when I ended up going to Kansas City instead, and it was closed, but it is now reopened, and it's totally okay. Masks required, but as of, I think, June 26th, they're back. They've been back open, so no worries there. That's the gift that keeps on giving. My next item is one of ours from the shop, actually, from 9+ Us, and I'm wearing it right now for those of you watching on YouTube. It's the 10th player hat. I love this hat. I get it. I like it in the red and the blue. We are the fans. We are the 10th player as the fans, and without us, none of this happens. So it's the number 10 in this really cool font, and then it's on a home plate, a white home plate. We have it in various colors, including all red, red and blue, navy blue, black, maroon, whatever, and camouflage, which is actually a surprisingly comfortable hat. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little biased, but it's also a terrific feel. So that one's they're $26.99 on the shop. It's the cheapest hat you'll ever find anywhere, and they really are top notch. So that's what I recommend as my third gift.
It's a great one. I love our hats. I'll be honest with you. Brig brought me over to the snapback side. I used to refuse to wear them because I wore them as a kid, but as I've grown older and matured, I can see the benefit of a snapback hat now, and I actually really do like them. Truly enjoy them.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And they come in dad caps as well. So if you like the unstructured, soft dad cap, we got them there as well. Different colors, but they're there.
There you go.
Okay, next one. Whew, this one's good. So for those of you that really, really do want to open something up, which I think is great, and if you really want to go unique, and if you want to go all the way baseball, you cannot beat a Shoeless Joe baseball glove. Now, for those of you that don't know, the baseball glove company, they're called Shoeless Joe Ball Gloves. Okay, shoelessjoeballgloves.com. They have an entire section of golden era, they call them golden era, the vintage baseball gloves. They have a 1910 model. They have a 1925 model. They have a 1937, 49, and 56 fielder's gloves. For real, these are what they call game ready. Like you could go and play a game with these right out the box. And they have a 1915.
You could go play in one of those old-timey games.
Yeah, you could.
Those vintage baseball games with it.
They have them. Those are there. Anyway, and they also have a catcher's mitt for those of you who want to squat behind the plate. We got a 1915 catcher's mitt as well. These are all genuine leather. It's all handmade and remarkably affordable. You ready to hear how much these cost?
Yeah, go for it.
They are $150.
That's a smoking deal.
It's a smoking deal, man.
You can't get a nice current baseball glove for that price. It seems like.
No, you go find.
Obviously get a good functional one, but you're not going to get a pro stock leather glove for that price.
No, you get an A2000 or something like that. Yeah. No, this is terrific, and you can get their gloves from their website. You can get them from other websites that they have affiliated with, and that's awesome. But the point is, vintage baseball gloves are a thing. They're available. Go to shoelessjoeballgloves.com and grab one up. I want one so bad, I just don't know which one I want. That's my only problem. I lean toward the 37 or the 49. Oh, it's hard. I don't know. But that war era,
yeah, those are super
post-war
cool.
era ones are cool. Anyway, that's my number 4.
Yeah.
You ready for the last one?
Bring it.
I always recommend books. I think books, for a billion reasons, are always the right answer. I prefer audiobooks if at all possible. So I use my Audible subscription like they're going to take it away from me, and I got to get it in as fast as I can. And one day they might. I don't know, but I desperately hope not. And if we're talking about baseball books and gifts for baseball people, one of the best baseball books I've ever read, and it arguably, Brad and I have talked about this, could be the best baseball book I've ever read, is Cub's Way. Cub's Way by Tom Verducci. He narrates the audiobook himself. It's 13 hours worth of absolute solid gold back-end baseball, just glory. And it talks about building the 2016 Cubs. It's terrific. You get into the behind-the-scenes stuff, personalities, recruiting, everything that drove it from Epstein all the way down, why Joe Madden, how friggin' Anthony Rizzo got there, on and on and on and on. Can't go wrong. The writing is absolutely terrific.
It is. It's great. And I'm a big nerd for the way teams are put together, and I loved it. Like you said, just so good, so in depth about the way that team was put together. And the other thing I'm a real sucker for is backstories for players. I mean, that was part of the reason I studied sports journalism. It's because I wanted to write those stories, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's full of them. It's full of them for every guy on that team, where they came from, what the role is, how Theo Epstein thought that they fit in with that team, how they pitched them to get them to come to the team if they were a free agent.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's a great read. It's very well put together. Tom Verducci does a very good job narrating it as well. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, with that baseball family, we're taking a quick break, and we come back. Brad is going to tell us what his 5 recommendations are for baseball gifts.
No matter which ballpark you're at, you want to rep your team. Now you can with 9+ Us. Welcome to the Big City Series. With every design available in your team's colors, you can fit in with the home crowd or stand out on the road. Either way, we have the colors you crave. Shop the Big City Series and find designs that rep your favorite baseball podcast, cheer from the cheap seats, and much more. Shop the Big City Series only at 9plusus.com.
Welcome back, baseball family. For our final segment of today's podcast, Brad's going to tell us what his 5 recommendations are for gifts for the baseball person in your life. I got it right that time. Very excited. Brad.
Very good.
Why don't you start?
Okay. So 5 gift ideas for the baseball person in your life in no particular order. Here we go. Let's start with our first one here. So this is called Lumberland. Okay. It's lumber, L-E-N-D. I always want to do L-A-N-D, but it's L-E-N-D, okay? But anyways, what these are is this company, they take wood bats, baseball bats, and they bore out the middle, they cut them, they chop them down to, I don't know, they're about 12 inches, and they make mugs out of them. They're bat mugs. And they're awesome. Okay, and not only do they do that, but they'll take the handle and they make shot glasses out of them. They'll also make bottle openers. So you've got everything you need to sit and have a drink with your friends, whatever. For me, I mean, we talked before, I don't drink, but for me, this is something that I would probably drink my bang in during a podcast episode because it's awesome. But no, they're fully customizable. You can get your name. One of the big things they're pushing right now is actually wedding party gifts. So if you've got anybody who's getting married, or you can put their name on it. You can put their name on it. You can put their favorite team on it, their city. You can put their favorite player on it. They are like, you can customize these things as far as you want, down to like whatever loud, crazy colors you want on it.
Yep.
They're super, super cool. I've had my eye on these for a long time. And I just think they're so cool. Awesome gift idea.
Yeah, these are cool. The thing I like about these is how they use color. You know, some of the other companies that do this don't get into that like old hickory finish, that kind of burnt umber look, and this is terrific. They guys are doing this really well. So
yeah, they are. I feel like they do it better. There are a few companies who do it, and I feel like they do it better than anybody. And like you said, one of the big things is the color. It's the natural bat colors that you'll see on the field. They actually make mugs out of them, and it's really cool.
It's awesome.
All right, the next one I have for you, this is a book. This is another audio book. Brig and I talk a lot, like you said, about audiobooks. This one is called Bloodsport: Alex Rodriguez, Biogenesis, and the Quest to End Baseball's Steroid Era. Okay, it's a long book because there's a lot to go through. But holy moly.
It was so good, bro.
It's so good. It's so good. I remember I was listening to this, and my jaw was just like about on the floor the entire time I was listening to this book. I was just like, oh my gosh, that happened? That happened with people who I'm aware of? Like, this was going on? I don't want to say people I know because I don't know personally Alex Rodriguez or Rob Manfred. Just to throw a little bit of a tease as to who's in this book. I mean, obviously A-Rob, but Manfred, yes, plays a significant role in this book. And I'll be honest with you, I walked away from this book, one, enlightened as to a little bit of the underground performance enhancing drug world, but also not entirely sure if Major League Baseball is a crime syndicate that is run now by Rob Manfred, who is the godfather of it all. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah. And we were going to do an entire episode on this book, but then we had a conversation about it, and Brig and I decided that it might be best for the safety of our beings to not share some of our opinions about some of the things that went on in this book. It's really good. If you're into if I could say crime thrillers, barely. If you're into crime thrillers, this is a real life crime thriller that will just you won't be able to put it down. It's fantastic. Really exciting. It moves really fast. Awesome book.
It is
So
literally awesome. It's just terrific investigative journalism, and so good.
yeah, so we have our Audible link in the doobly doo there. You can get an Audible free trial. Hop on there, get your free trial, and listen to Bloodsport. If you don't listen to any other book on Audible, I feel like either this one or Briggs suggested Cubs Away, either one of those, you cannot go wrong with those.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there you go.
Cool.
All right, now my next one. This is actually one of our very own products. You had to know we were going to both go to the 9+S shop for this, but this in particular it's a T-shirt. It's actually a series of T-shirts. This is the Foul Line series. And I got to give you a little bit of background on this. First off, one of the things I love about this shirt is that it's a deep cut tribute to your favorite team. When Brig came to me with this idea of like, I want to make foul lines for each team, I was like, oh, shoot. I got on Google. I was like, I'll put together a spreadsheet for you and give you the measurements of every single team down the foul line.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
we went ahead and did that. Like, these are truly the measurements down the right field foul line for American League, left field foul line for National League for your team. And I feel like if you're walking around wearing this shirt with that foul line on there, the other people who are fans of your team will know what it is, will recognize it. Like I said, it's a deep cut. It's really cool, and that's really what the Big City Series is about, right? Is the deep cut tributes to your home team.
Yep.
So
that's exactly right.
So these are super cool shirts. I've got them. I'm looking at them right now. Like one of them, we've got Queens, where it's actually a blue shirt with an orange foul line on it. Toronto is a blue shirt with white. Most of them are green with yellow because that's typically how Major League Baseball does it. But we did pick the shirts and the colors of the foul line according to your stadium, and I think it's,
what the outfield wall actually
awesome
looks like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's fun. When I wear mine, I get some people they look at me sideways, and I'm like, oh, you're not my people. And then other people are like, whoa, bro, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, we should be friends. Have you heard of this great podcast?
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Now my next one. Okay, this is more for people who have kids who play baseball or are still playing, playing like adult league softball even. This is a really cool, and this is actually a company that my wife told me about. It's called Glove Racked. Glove RACK''D. Glove Racked. Now this is super cool. So these are glove and bat racks that are custom made, custom designed according to how you want them to be. So they have just the bat racks. Like you go into just about every dugout and you've got the little thing where you hang the bat on. These are all made of wood. You put your bat on them. However, these are custom designs according to exactly how you want it to look. So you can hop on their Instagram and see most of their stuff there. At Glove Racked, like I said, no E, just the racked with the D on the end. And you can see some of these amazing designs. They have a whole Marvel line, and it's not just like according to like whatever it is, like if you're in a Marvel or your favorite baseball team, they have a Ravens one on there that has Ray Lewis and Lamar Jackson on it. So those, obviously somebody who plays baseball who's really into the Ravens, super cool. They'll put whatever you want on it. There's a bunch on there that have it, like I said, adult league softball teams on there. Super cool designs. And not only do they have the bat rack, but they'll put a peg with a baseball on top to hold your glove. So
yep.
So you can get it just the bat rack, just the glove rack, or you can get what they call the hybrid, where it has both on there. It has like 3 to 5 pegs, whatever, for your glove on top. And there's a portable option where you can fold it up, take it to the dugout, carabiner it onto the fence there, and it folds down. You put everything on there, and it holds it just fine. It won't fall off. It won't break. So a lot of options there, a lot of customization options. Really cool product. I mean, if I was honestly still playing like adult league softball and stuff or more, this is something that I would definitely have.
Yeah,
and honestly,
super cool.
probably something we'll get Wilson when he starts playing, when he gets older, when he starts playing baseball again.
There you go. Yep, that's exactly right. I love it. I didn't know about these till you brought it up just now. I think they're really, really cool.
Yeah, I actually this was the link that I was like I told Brig not to look at any of the links that I had on our lineup sheet until I got to him, and this was the one specifically because I didn't want it to like spoil it for him. But there is a link in the doobly-doo. You can go directly to their website, gloveract.com, follow them on social media to see all these really cool designs, see how they do it. I love it. It's something I've had my eye on for a while, and it's super cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
So, all right, last one. What? Is it the last one? Sorry, I lost track here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
No.
The last one that I have for you.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry, what?
You do.
Yeah, last one.
Sorry.
I lost track.
I'm looking at these.
The last
things.
one is this little thing right here that I have in my hand for those of you on YouTube. It's called a seed sack.
Oh, yeah.
I am a sunflower seed addict. I eat sunflower seeds all day, just about all day while I work. Like,
yeah, you junkie.
I am a junkie. I can't get enough of them. And Wilson, when he's sitting there doing school next to me, he's like, "Dad, can I get some sunflower seeds?" So I'll pour some in a little cup for him, and he'll eat them. But anyways, so this one is a canvas sack. It has a nice little metal clasp at the top where you just squeeze it and it opens up, makes it nice and easy to pour those into your hand, and then you can or you can just dump it straight in your mouth. Either way, it's nice and easy to work with. You can put it in your pocket. When I go to games, I bring a seed sack full of seeds when I go to a game. I just keep it in my pocket, and it doesn't get my pocket messy. The seeds don't get all over the place. The seeds don't break if they're in my pocket in the seed sack. Not going to make a mess all over the place. And this is another thing that I love about these, and really anything. You can customize these. You can get these with your favorite player's name on there. You can get them with your team name if you're going, and you're going to give them to like your little league team.
Mm-hmm.
Get your team name on there. Get a player number, name number, whatever on there. There's a link to that in the doobly-doo as well. It's awesome. Like I said, I use it every day. I fill it up pretty much every morning, and then by the end of the day, it's probably gone. So then I have to fill it up the next day. But that's just the way I am with seeds because I'm a junkie. But they're really good. Nice, easy
I don't have
seeds.
I don't have a seed sack yet. I want one. And I'm looking on their website right now, and they have leather ones, and now I'm all hot and bothered.
Oh, they do. That's right. I always forget about the leather ones because I had the canvas one. But yeah, they have leather ones. They're like they're premium, but you can customize those too.
Yeah.
You can get them pressed with whatever. Like the ones they have on their homepage are Stanton and Seager.
Yeah.
So you get whatever you want on there.
No, it's so cool. Great.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love it. Like I said, I use it every day, and it's way better. I used to carry my sunflower seeds in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And that's not the way to go. Seed sack is definitely the way.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, good list, my man.
So thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Listen, baseball family, before we go, we're going to go. But before we do, I want to encourage you once again to jump on the shop. It's our shop, 9plusus.com. And get yourself something nice. We got the best hats and some really amazing T-shirts and hoodies and all kinds of stuff for the baseball people in your life. So if you get through all 10 of our suggestions and you're still just like, oh, I don't know, browse away, 9plusus.com. You'll find something. It'll be awesome.
We even have stickers. I have my water bottle here. I have my Baseball Together sticker on my water bottle. For those of you on YouTube, you can see that. Looks real good. Super sharp, real crisp.
We have mugs and wall art and stuff like that too.
Yeah, many things on the shop.
Many things.
With more to come.
Yeah.
But baseball family, don't forget to stop by baseballtogether.com. You can watch the podcast, listen to the podcast there. You can also submit to our mailbag. Send us an email. Let us know something you want to hear about. If you have any questions for us about baseball or otherwise, go ahead and send it through there, and we'll get to it, and we'll give you a shout out on the podcast. But don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can comment there as well. We will see it for sure. And baseball family, we hope that our lists were helpful for you with this upcoming holiday season. And we will catch you next week.